Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate when you click on my videos. You know, there's so many different crochet videos out there. You could spend your time all day long on different crochet videos. So the fact that you've chosen mine to click on, it just makes my heart sing. So thank you very much. So I've got a project that I worked at a couple of different ways. You know, I love to do that. But before I jump into that, I wanted to share a couple of other little updates. First of all, as you guys know, I reported recently that we've got another grandbaby coming, and they had the big ultrasound to find out. And we were given a little gift the day of the ultrasound. So this means that we're having a little boy. We're super excited. You know, we've got two boys, so having our little princess, we just love having the little princess, and now we're gonna have a little prince as well. So looking forward to having our little baby grand boy in September, October. So the next thing I'm excited to share is that I finally got a box shipped off to Kristen. You guys should have it already, so I'm not letting any cat out of the bag at this point, but I bought Kristen some yarn because she's graduating from high school and we just love her to death. And I bought some yarn for her at this festival, and I started to decide, or you know, I was filming and deciding whether or not I was sharing all my purchases that day, and I held off on this one so that it would be a surprise. And so now that it's shipped to her, I can share it with you guys as well. Look at how gorgeous this yarn is. And if it doesn't make you think of Halloween, I don't know what would. And then the next item is a gift for somebody. And I don't know if I should put it on the channel or not because she watches the channel. I think I will wait until later to share this. I can't. I have to stick it in the mail and send it to you. Okay, close your eyes. Okay. And then this next one. So then this next one is a gift for somebody, and I don't want to spoil the surprise by sharing it with everybody, so I'll wait until after I've sent it to her, and I'll share it in an upcoming video. But it is really pretty, and I totally thought of her and had her on my mind anyway for a gift to buy, and so I was really excited to find this and be able to send it to her. So isn't it gorgeous? Oh my goodness, I was wrapping it, you know, as I was winding it up for her. I just thought, I hope she likes this as much as I do. So I don't know if you guys do this as well, but as I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see different crochet projects that I like, I will do some screenshots, and especially if I can see the pattern written out. So I did that recently here a few months ago on this gorgeous shawl pattern, and I hadn't gotten back to it yet, but this is a shout out to Slow Crochet. Hi Mary. It's for that H name shawl that you've done, that you're working on, or I don't know if you've quite finished it yet, but it's so gorgeous, and I just thought it was funny that I came across this months ago and wanted to do it as well, and just haven't gotten around to it yet. So at least now I've got yours as a motivator as well. Okay, so the next thing I guess is just to jump right into the project. You know me, I like to try a project with different hooks or different yarns to help kind of envision what it might look like if you guys were going to try one of these, you know, pattern yarn combinations. This is, you know, trying to give you a heads up, I guess. And so it's called the Spring Scarf by Pam Gillette, and I found it in I tried it in a couple of different ways. I know I tried it previously and was like not feeling it, and so I frogged what I did, but I don't remember what yarn I was using at that point. I think it might have been this little girly baby that I don't like. So what I did was I held two strands together, and you guys have seen this yarn before. This is from the Hobby Lobby clearance, the Hanks of Superwash Merino. So I had this one that was called, I believe, Horizon Line, and it's got these maroons and turquoises, and there's a shimmer of silver that goes through there as well, as you can see that little metallic. And so recently I went to in my brain, I went to different festivals or yarn events and I was going to bring this with me to try to match, but I decided to just go ahead and do this project with yarn that I already had. So this was also a Hobby Lobby Superwash Merino in the color, I think it was called Cardinal, Red Cardinal, Cardinal Velvet, something like that, Cardinal. And it looks really, really red right here, but it's super maroon, and it went very, very well with this pattern. And so she does use a DK weight in the pattern, and she used a 3.5 millimeter hook. But for this one, I used 2 strands of fingering that I held together, and I did this one with a 4.5 millimeter hook. So I really enjoy the feel of holding 2 fingering weights together and working it as a DK. And I don't know that I could love this project any more than I do. Look at the colors together. First of all, you got to see those colors together because it's just amazing. Whoops. And there is a sparkly of silver in there. I don't know that you can see a little bit. There's a little bit. But I just absolutely love when that blue pops through. You can see different color, like there's a little bit of some yellows in here. But I just absolutely love it. So here's the project. Here's the pattern. And yes, we've kind of lost it in the variegated, but it's such a pretty color. It's such a pretty scarf like look in person. I wish you could see. It's not coming out as pretty on film as it is in person. But so yeah, so here it's a really, really easy pattern repeat, and it's 13 stitches across. So it was easy for me to I'm letting out a secret, but I did make it into wider than just one patch or one block. But yeah, let me see if I can do this better. There you go. So it's sort of like the midwife or the dragonflies or whatever that we've been doing. There's some spaces and some chains and that sort of thing, and then you double crochet back into the chain space. So this is the block that you're going to get. And you know, I was working on this after copper, so it is very mindless. It was very, very easy to follow, and it whipped up in absolutely no time. So this one is a little bit longer than my arm span. Let's double it over. So arm span to here. So it's a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer than maybe your normal scarf. You could wrap it around twice if you wanted to. And so then I grabbed, because she had done it in DK to begin with, I wanted to go ahead and use a DK yarn, DK weight. So this again is from the Hobby Lobby. This one's called the Lime. You guys have seen this color before used and stuff. And I only have this tiny little bit left, so I was really happy about that. For this one, I grabbed an H 5 millimeter hook. And I just wanted to see sort of how much bigger I would be from the 4.5 millimeter hook. Where's my end? From the 4.5 millimeter hook to the 5 millimeter hook. So let me show you those held together. Derp-a-derp. So here it's just a little bit bigger. You can see if I hold that edge to that edge, you've got just maybe, you know, the size of 2 double crochets along the width, a little bit wider. What am I trying to say? Why is that hard? Oh my goodness. So let's show you this one, because I think this is gorgeous. And you know, lime color, everybody feels a little bit differently about yellows and greens, I think. And especially a color like this that's sort of a yellowy green. It really plays into both categories. And I really like how easily, I mean, this is gorgeous, but again, a lot going on. And this was just so simple and so beautiful. And so when you go up on the edges, you do your chain 2 or maybe chain 3. I'm not sure what the pattern calls for, and then I do my own thing anyway. So every other side is sort of scalloped. So you see here's where I went up, and so you've got the little rounded edges. You can see there. So because she has you chain up and then not count that as a stitch, so every other side is going to have your little scalloped edge kind of thing. So I don't mind that too much. This one is a little bit shorter because I only used, you know, I used what I had and then ran out. So this one is just over arm's length, just over. So, Again, I'll hold these two together so that you can see the difference in the width. So the red one was with a 4.5 millimeter, no, was with a 3.5 millimeter hook. This one is with a 4.5 millimeter hook. I'm lying all over the place. Let me start again. This, the red one, is a 4.5 millimeter hook. She used a 3.5 millimeter with the DK, and this is 2 fingering weights, and I did a 4.5 millimeter hook for this one. So then I did a 5 millimeter hook for this one. And you can see with your height as well that you're going to be a little bit higher, a little bit longer. This row is even with this row. So see, it gets you a little bit, get your height. So anyway, that's a little bit of a difference between 2 different size hooks, doing the same pattern with 2 different size hooks. And then I decided to change it up as I normally do. And then this was like a whole little rabbit hole sort of journey. I started out wanting to use my Ogos and to do some very specific color bands, you know, for each row of the block was going to be one color, and then I would change for the next one. And so you'll see here, I took one solid Ogo that I had, and I decided I wanted to add this extra maroon color to it. Now, the different colors that I had at one point or another was the lemon plum and the raspberry glazed. And so I believe I had another one in there that I'm not remembering the name of, but at this point, you know, I'm mixing and matching all the little different pieces of the Ogos that, you know, you didn't use of that round. So I've got a whole mess of rainbowy color, not rainbows, but different colors of the Ogos, you know, pieces that I want to put together in some sort of color patterns, you know, throughout my projects. So I was going to use all of the colors in this Ogo plus the maroon. And I had 2 of these complete Ogos and 2 of these extra maroon pieces. So I was going to look to make a really full-size blanket, I guess, you know, a full single person's blanket. But as I got started with the color coding, I got to this row and about lost my mind with what it looked like. I loved the color combinations so much, I had to just stop with this. So then it turned into only then a lap size blanket because of the amount of each color that I had. And these Ogos are wonderful to put these different colors together, but you can get very, very slight variations in tone or shade, and it throws me off because I was using 2 of the same, say lemon plum, and their light purples were a little bit different from each other, and it was supposed to be the same. That's like a dye lot issue or whatever. So one of these purples has an extra row of something that's not quite purple, but it's what I had, and I wanted to get the blanket completed with just these colors. You know me, when I'm excited to show you something, I ramble, and I don't want to show it to you yet because I want that drum roll. Are you ready? Ta-da! I am in love with this. Love, 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 love to the love degree. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so I think I did 15. 1, 2, oh no, that was the other one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, I can't count. So this was one of the other things. So I decided to put a chain 1, skip 1 in between, and it catches my eye a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one is the 6 across, 6 patches across, 6 blocks, whatever you want to call it, 2, 4, 6. And I don't know if you can tell, is it on that one or is it on this one? I'm going to try to point it out so that you can see that I don't care, but I'm having a trouble finding it, so I guess it doesn't matter. One of the purples, and I think it was this one. I thought it was this one. The row of double crochets was in a different color. It's the same colorway, it just, you know, maybe the dye lot was a little bit different, and you can't even tell. I'm so excited. This is a perfect little lap blanket. It is 32 by 40. And I just did 1 row. Okay, so so what I did for the border, I did a chain. I did a single crochet, and then I did some chains. What did I do? 1, 2, 3. I did 3 chains and then a single crochet over the span of 2 double crochet rows. I like mine a little bit snugger, so some people do a chain 3 for a double crochet and some people do a chain 2. And so for my span here, I did a single crochet and then 3 chains, and then a single crochet and then 3 chains to cover 2 rows of the double crochets. And then I went back around and did a double crochet in each one. At the corners, I did my double crochet into that single, and then I did 2 double crochets, and then I chained 2. So my final round is 2 double crochets, chain 2 within the space, but then in each of that, I did a single crochet, and then, shoot, did I do 3? I think I did 3 chains. Corners are different, you know, everybody does corners differently. Do what you like, so that it lays flat for you. This is what my corner looks like. And so normally I just go right into the side of the project. And so for this one, I decided to do like a little bit of a chain space and then crocheted into the chains. So this was, each colorway of the Ogo allowed for 1 stripe, and then I had a little bit left over. So I sort of separated out every other color, and then I've got a ton of these 2 colors together, this magenta and light purple. I've got a ton. I caked one of them. I've got some more purples here. I've got some more magenta here. I've got a whole bunch. And then the same thing with red and brown. I've got a bunch of red, and I've got a bunch of this lighter brown, because in some of it, you see right here where the red kind of bled into the light brown. I didn't want to put that in something that didn't have any red in it. So this brown, this light brown, sort of is only relegated or able to fit with the red that it's connected to. So I've got all these other reds and browns that are going to go together, these magenta and light purples that are going to go together, but not with each other. You know, like, such a mess. I've got so many bits and pieces. I want to be able to put them all together and look cohesive, but it's not like that. The colors are from different shades and from different points on the color wheel, and it's all over the place. So I'm working on something to try to put those kind of, not just a scrappy thing, but something with some intention behind it. So we'll see how that goes. I've got to shift my light here just a bit. And so to close up the Ogo discussion, there are 280 grams on each one of these Ogos, and this came out to about 330 grams. So any colorway, it's just a regular 4 worsted weight. Anybody's got, you know, 330 grams of worsted weight yarn. So the final one that I am working on, and I'm not yet done with it, and I don't normally show you things midway, so this is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it's part of this spring scarf project that I've been working on. And so for this one, I used Caron Simply Soft, and the colorway is off-white, but it really looks kind of yellow. And when I hold it up to anything else, like, it really looks super yellow. So unless you were going for that, you know, it kind of took me by surprise. When I see it in a different light, it looks very different. But this one I wanted to make a wrap. So I went really, really long, widthwise, lengthwise, width or length, those are 2 different things. And then I'm only gonna go up like 4 rows. So this is 1 skein of yarn I'm almost out of. I have like this little tiny bit left, and I've got 2 rows of it. And then what I did here was, on the blanket, I did this chain 1, skip 1 in between. So I did the pattern, the box is 13 for the block, and then I did a chain 1, skip 1 in between, and I wanted to see what it would look like if it was solid. So the block here ends with 3 double crochets, and then instead of a chain 1, skip 1, I just did a double crochet, and then it starts with the next 3 double crochets for this block. So so this is two complete rows of you know, doing this solid piece in the middle, and it is much longer than my span. So again, nice, double this. This is how long it is. And so I did want it kind of like a wrap and not a scarf. You know, I did want, so I'm going to get it a little bit longer. It's not going to be super long, super wide, super tall, whatever I'm trying to say. So I'll get another 2 rows of this as far as my width goes. But yeah, just to have like a little wrap, a little round, you know, a little rectangle wrap. So I really like this pattern. It's given me the British flag vibes with the way that this is laid out. But again, it's really, really easy to do. It's mindless to do, and you can see right away where you're at. The only other thing that I thought about doing, and if I had enough time, I was going to do a little sampler to show you as well, to offset these. So you would need to have 13 here, 13 double crochets here, and to put them offsetting. So like this one here, and then here. So then these would be solids to have your you know. So, you know, just play it up with a count a little bit. If you've got your block of 13, that's the main thing that counts. She'll start you with a chain of 15, and then you end up with 13 stitches. So incorporate your +1 if you want to do the spaces like on the blanket. It fell to the floor. Where am I at? Seriously. Where did it go? Oh, it's way over here. Oh my gosh. So, you know, if you want to incorporate the spacing, it'll look like this. If you don't want to incorporate spacing, you can get it to look like this. So it's really up to you whether you want that spacing in there or not. I just can't get over these colors. I just love these colors so much. When I, you know, it was one of those, when I was done working on it, I was like, oh, it's kind of sad I'm done. I want to keep working on it. I love these colors. It's like burgundy and purple, and then light the brown as well. And then I was watching, I tried to do a screenshot of it, but it didn't work. I'm watching reruns of Who's the Boss? And Tony was wearing a shirt with these colors in it while I was working on this. It was hysterical. I love when stuff like that happens, but then I want to share it with you guys. Anyway, so yeah, so I hope you enjoy this spring scarf pattern and work it in different manners, you know. It took no time at all to do just the scarf. So from there, you know, like I said, with the chain 1, skip 1, I just counted the block as 14 and did as many repeats of that as I wanted to, and then you do +1 at the end to get your right count. So I'll link that pattern down below. It was just a pattern that I read. It wasn't a tutorial, a video tutorial. So I am working on one other thing, and it is so hard. I'm on the very last part of it, and it's going to take as much concentration and effort for just this little end part than it took for 15 other projects I did before this. This is so hard, but I'm challenging myself. I'm going to do it, and you guys are going to be so proud of me. So, all right, that's what I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. Please do come back and see me again. Have a wonderfully blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
No, Max. No.
Seriously?